da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da. The neighborhood feud was simmering still, with Susan the stylist and the sharp and will. But Karen had tools that were high-tech and sleek to catch any neighbor who acted a sneak. A camera was mounted right over the door to watch the sedan on the concrete floor. But the lens caught the motion, the shadowy shape, a figure who didn't want any escape. Karen checked on the footage and let out a cry as a familiar thief caught her wandering eye. It's Susan, she shouted, the one with the shears, the woman who's caused us such haircut and tears, the one who filed reports on my pig-breeding pen is creeping around in my garage again. Susan was sliding through the door with a smirk, doing some light-fingered beer-thieving work. 8 bottles were missing from the fridge in the back as Susan made off with the cold stolen snack. She'd wait for the garage to be open and wide, then do a quick criminal scuttle inside. She's taking my lager, she's taking my ale. Karen's face turned a furious, indignant pale. She ruined your haircut, she tried for my fine, and now she is stealing my beverage line. Helen sat down and she thought of a scheme to wake up the stylist from her thieving dream. We won't call the cops and we won't start a fight. We'll just make her happy hour not feel quite right. If she wants a free drink from a neighborly shelf, let's give her a vintage she can't find herself. They gathered some empties, all brown and all tall, ready to give Susan a literal call. They filled up the glass with the brew-colored blend of tap water, tea, and a bitter leaf end. It looked like a pilsner, it looked like a stout, but it wasn't a liquid that anyone would want out. They used a small capper to seal them up tight, making the bottles look factory right. Then back in the fridge they were placed in a row, waiting for Susan to put down her show. The garage door was lifted, the bait was all set, the best kind of trap that the thief ever met. To the doorbell camera they watched from the couch as Susan arrived in her beer-seeking slouch. She checked all the corners, she checked for the coast, and grabbed 4 cold ones to give herself a toast. She tucked them away in a bag made of cloth, dreaming of bubbles and fermented froth. She hurried back home to a porch in the sun, thinking her thieving was cleverly done. She popped off a cap with a satisfied clink and took the deep, breathy and cavernous drink. But the water was lukewarm and tasted like bust, with a hint of old tea and a metallic rust. She sputtered and coughed and she scrated afar, wishing she'd just gone to the local pub bar. Shy, 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 shy. She tried a second, then opened a third, but the beer was a liquid that was truly absurd. No bubbles, no spirit, no hop-heavy bite, just flavorless water in the afternoon light. She looked at the bottle, she looked at the cat, and realized she'd fallen for the masterful trap. The camera at Karen's caught the whole of the scene. Susan looked comfy and sickly and green. Helen and Karen shared a high fives and a laugh, splitting a real beer in half and in half. I think Helen whispered the message was sent. The free beer department has officially spent. The moral: if you're stealing from friends who have gowns, expect that your beverages might be some shams. The garage stayed shut and the fridge stayed quite full, and in the hairdresser's beer stealing